Hello students, welcome again in concrete technology. This is lecture 3 of unit 1, that is of cement. The general outline of this lecture would be hydration of cement and heat of hydration. Now what do you mean by hydration of cement? Hydration of cement is nothing but the chemical reaction between cement and water, and the product of hydration is known as product of hydration. Now let us discuss hydration of cement compound in the following points. The first point is silicates, that is C3S and C2S, which contribute 70 to 80% of cement, react with water to form calcium silicate hydrate, also known as CSH, and calcium hydroxide, also known as CH. The CSH is responsible for strength and the CH is highly undesirable and causes durability problems. The only advantage we get from calcium hydroxide is it provides alkalinity to the concrete, so that the corrosion of reinforcing bars in concrete can be prevented in case of RCC structure. Now the next point is C3S, that is tricalcium silicate, readily reacts with water, producing more heat of hydration, and is responsible for early strength of concrete. The third point is C2S, that is dicalcium silicate, hydrates more slowly, produces less heat of hydration, and is responsible for later strength of concrete. The CSH produced by C2S is better quality than that of by C3S. Here I would also like to mention that in the reaction of C3S, more heat as well as more calcium hydroxide will be produced as in case of C2S. The reaction of C3A with water is very fast and may lead to flash set. Gypsum is added at the time of grinding to prevent this flash set. The hydrated calcium aluminate do not contribute to the strength of the cement paste, rather they pose durability problems. And the last point is the hydrated product of C4A also do not contribute to strength, but they are more stable than hydrated C3A. Here I would also like to mention, if you remember the Bogue's equations for finding out the proportion of compounds, here if we add more calcium oxide, that is lime, we will have more C3S, and if you have increased the proportion of silica, we will have more C2S. Now let us see the structure of hydrated cements. What are the things present in hydrated cement? At any stage of hydration, the hardened paste consists of poorly crystallized hydrates of various compounds, collectively termed as gel, unhydrated cement, calcium hydroxide, and some minor compounds, and also residue of water filled spaces in the fresh paste. The voids are called capillary pores. Within the gel there exist interstitial voids called gel pores. Capillary pores are 1 to 2 order magnitude larger. Here this is the simplified image of hydrated cement paste. Here the dark area represents gel, unhydrated cement and other compounds. The interstitial space which are filled with water is known as gel pores, and the larger area denoted by C are the capillary pores. Now as you know, water is added to the cement. There may be 3 uses of water. The first one is partly used in chemical reaction, that is in hydration, and partly occupies the gel pores, and the remaining part, if any, causes capillary pores. Here it is very important to mention that water requirement for complete hydration of cement in a sealed container is 38% of weight of cement, out of which 23% is required for chemical reaction and remaining 15% for filling up the gel pores, which means if we add more water it will create capillary pores, and if we add less water than 38% it will not possible for cement to have complete hydration. Here you can see the rate of hydration of various compounds. You can see the highest rate is C4AF and C3A and the lowest rate is C2S. In the beginning the rate of hydration for C2S is very slow, but after 10 days the rate is little bit higher. Now this is the graph showing the compressive strength of individual compounds. Here you can see, as we mentioned in the previous slide, that C3S is responsible for early strength. That you can see from the early stage the strength contribution of C3S is about 30 MPa to 50 MPa within 28 days, and in case of C2S, that is dicalcium silicate, you can see up to 28 days the strength contribution is very less, but after 28 days the strength contribution is very high, and ultimate strength contribution of C3S and C2S are almost the same. And you can also see C3A and C4AF have no contribution or very less contribution in terms of strength to the concrete. Now this is a very important and interesting slide to discuss. Here there are 4 graphs representing various phases of hydration. At the top left we have fresh state, then 33% of hydration, and then 67%, and finally 100% hydration. And on the y-axis we have paste volume, and on x-axis we have water cement ratio, which is nothing but ratio of water and cement by volume. Here you can see at the beginning, at the fresh state, and we have 3 colors. One is the pink color is for unhydrated cement, the orange color is for product of hydration, and white represents capillary water. Here at the beginning, that is at the fresh state, you have complete unhydrated cement and capillary water. At the time passes, the hydration process starts. At 33% hydration, you can see the portion of unhydrated cement gets reduced and product of hydration is increasing, and also the capillary pores are decreasing. At 67% also you can see the product of hydration is increasing and unhydrated cement portion is decreasing, as well as capillary waters. And finally in 100% hydration, you can see most of the area are covered with product of hydration and some part, little part covered by unhydrated cement and capillary water. If we look at carefully, say about at 0.38 water cement ratio, which I was talking about 38% of water, in this case there will be no or very little capillary water present in the cement paste, as well as small portion of unhydrated cement. If you add less water, for say 0.9 or 0.1 water cement ratio, the portion of unhydrated cement will be more, and if you add more water like 66% or 0.66, 0.67, there will be huge amount of capillary water present in the paste. Now let us discuss heat of hydration. The hydration of cement compound is exothermic. That means heat is generated from this reaction. The quantity of heat in joule per gram of unhydrated cement evolved upon complete hydration at a given temperature is defined as the heat of hydration. in hydration of cement compound up to 500 joule per gram or 120 calorie per gram of heat is generated. Here we have heat of hydration of the cement compounds. Here you can see C3A or tricalcium aluminate has high heat of hydration of 867 joule per gram. Then we have C3S or tricalcium silicate of 502 joule per gram. Then C4AF, that is tetracalcium aluminopherrite, as 419 joule per gram, and the list is C2S of 260 joule per gram. But important points here to mention that even though the heat of hydration for C3A is very high, but since the percentage of C3A is not significant in cement, hence that much heat of hydration is not generated in cement hydration. But as the percentage of C3A is more than 50%, hence in case of heat of hydration, significance of C3S is very prominent. Now these are the references used for this lecture. With this we have completed unit 1 of concrete technology, that is of cement. To summarize this unit, we have studied concrete, components of concrete, cement, manufacturing of cement, oxide compositions, that is chemical compositions of cement, cement compounds, hydration of cement, as well as heat of hydration. I hope you have understood the concepts discussed here, and I would request you to study this unit very carefully. Many things are there which will be required in the next units, and I hope you will find this subject very interesting. With this, I conclude my lecture. Thank you.